Huh? I don't know why I've given it to you since Friday.
Never mind. I'm not going to make it.
Yeah, but then you're not going to be able to work on the homework. Today's homework. Okay. I hope we don't get behind. Okay, so let's look at these. Okay, so this is number 2. You want to grab? Actually, will you guys? Huh? Oh yeah. Will you turn that light on? Will you guys turn the light on? Zach, turn that lamp on, please. Yep. You have to like push in a little bit and then turn it. One more time. One more time. There you go. Okay, so this is number 2. So a lot of it is going to be reviewed from yesterday. After that, we're going to add a few more things to it, but a lot, like 60% of this is reviewed from yesterday. Okay. So step 1, we have first of all here standard form ax squared plus bx plus z plus c. A, b, and c are numbers, just like yesterday. Step 1, we need to find the axis of symmetry, just like yesterday. Formula for axis of symmetry. Negative b over 2. Yep. X equals a negative b over 2a. It has to be x equals because the axis of symmetry is a vertical line. Vertical lines always have the form x equals a number. So that's why it's x equals negative b over 2a. Okay. Now step 2. I'll just need one more.
There was one out there.
Oh,
like
there's an extra. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
I forgot I printed too. It is not. The vertex is, remember, an ordered pair. So we'll write this out here. Okay, the vertex is always an ordered pair, x comma y, because it is the point where it switches. Okay. Now, the x value comes from what? Well, where do I get the x value from in the ordered pair?
From the equation.
Yeah, from the x equals equation. So you're going to take your answer, plug it in for x there. So whatever you get for the axis of symmetry, it's the same. So that becomes your x value. Once I know x, how do I find y? Plug in. So I'll say plug in to find y. So I'm kind of giving you kind of a cheat, kind of step-by-step guide. We did this yesterday, so it should be review. You take the x and you plug it in. We're adding a few more things, but half of it's the same. Once you find x, you plug it into the original to find y, because the original is y equals. So you take that x value, you plug it in to find y. Okay? Now, yes. Okay, step 3. Next thing, this is where it's a little different. You're going to fill in a table of values using your calculator. So, just a side note here. Okay.
Oh, is it where it's like one back and one forward?
Yes. So you are going to pick 2 x values left and 2 right. Okay, and we'll explain this once we do an example, but I'm just making notes for you, so as you go through the steps, you can kind of see, okay, this is what I do for this. So when you make a table, you're going to put your vertex in the middle, and you're going to put 2 points to the left to plug in, and 2 points to the right to plug in. And we'll look at a couple examples, so it'll make more sense once we do it. Yes?
Don't you graph those points, and then like there'll be 2 up here, and then 1 down here?
Yes. Yep. And then we graph it. Okay? So once we get it, all the points on there, you just draw the U shape, and these will all be the parabola of the U shape. Okay. Let's look at a couple. Let's look at one like. We'll look at one like 3. Let's look at 3. Okay. If I look at 3, lots of negatives, so keep track of the negative. Okay. We're going to start it off just like we did yesterday. If you want to, first of all, you can put if it opens up or down. You don't have to put it. But as I look at number 3, is this opening up or down? Down, because it's a negative x squared, so it's opening down. Okay? If it's opening down, okay? So as it's opening down, we just kind of keep that to the back of our mind. And when we graph it, we should be noticing it opens down. Okay, let's find axis of symmetry just like yesterday. So x equals negative b over 2a. My b value is what? Okay. Yeah, so this is where I saw some mistake yesterday. It's negative b. My b value, remember it goes a, b, c. My b value is a negative 8. So it's a negative b, so it's a negative negative 8. And that will turn it positive. And then it's 2 times a, and what's my a value? Negative 1. So 8 over negative 2, negative 4. So your axis of symmetry is x equals negative 4. Nothing different than yesterday so far. The vertex is always an ordered pair. Your x value is the same as your axis of symmetry, so negative 4, comma, some y value. And then how do I find the y value?
Plug the negative 4 in.
Plug in negative 4. Now keep track of your negatives. Okay. When you plug it in, it's a negative x squared. So that negative stays out front. X is negative 4, so I plug it in. I square that. And then negative 8 times negative 4 minus 17. If you're not good with negatives, use a calculator. I do not care. Negative 4 squared.
Minus 17?
Yep, minus 17 at the end. Negative 4 squared plus the negative in front makes it negative 16. Negative 8 times negative 4. Positive 32. And then minus 17. And just plug those numbers in there. So negative 16 plus 32.
How is it negative 16?
Because it's negative 4 squared, which is positive. But there was a negative in front. So I put the negative in front.
Oh, I just not see that.
Well, I thought you'd work and make it positive before.
You squared.
You square the negative 4.
Why do you square it first?
Because order of operation. You exponent and then you multiply. You're fine. You're
I
fine.
didn't get that. I got negative 1 for like
Huh?
the other.
The whole answer?
Yeah.
Yeah, whole answer is negative 1. Yeah, so when you plug it in your calculator, negative 16 plus 32 minus 17, you get negative 1.
You're smart.
Okay. So, any questions on this? This is all review from yesterday. Okay. Next thing we're going to look at, listen up guys. Next thing we're going to look at is we're going to look at a table. Now, you put your vertex in the middle. So negative 4, negative 1. Okay. So we put your vertex in the middle. We're going to pick 2 points to the left. So negative 2, negative 3. And 2 to the right. Nope, I have it backwards because it's negative. But it's okay, it doesn't matter. Okay. So you put your vertex in the middle. We're picking 2 values to the left, which will actually be negative 5 and negative 6. And then 2 to the right, which is negative 3 and negative 2. So you pick 2 to the left, 2 to the right. Yes?
You plug all these x's.
We're not going to plug all of them in. Now we're going to use symmetry to our advantage. Okay, so let's get the vertex and the axis of symmetry graphed. So negative 4, negative 1 is your vertex. And your axis of symmetry,
Come with a graph like this?
yes. Your axis of symmetry goes straight through it. Vertical line, dashed line. Now, I'm going to save you some time. We're going to use symmetry to our advantage. So how can I use symmetry to our advantage?
You can almost guesstimate where the points are going to be.
Once you get 1 point on the left, I know the point on the right is the exact same value. So what we're going to look at is we are going to look at plugging in 2 of these points, and then we'll use symmetry to get the other value. So do not, yes, it's always dashed. Do not plug in all 4. Save yourself time. Plug in 2, then use symmetry. Okay? So let's plug in negative 2. So if I plug in negative 2, y equals negative 2 squared minus 8 times negative 2 minus 17. Yes. You have to plug in not all 4. You're only going to plug in 2. You're going to plug in half. Okay.
Plus 2 more.
Yes. We're just adding to it. Okay. If I plug in negative 2, negative 2 squared is 4, but I have that negative in front. So that becomes negative 4. Negative 8 times negative 2. Positive 16 minus 32. Okay. So square the negative 2, positive 4, negative 4 because the negative in front,
-5.
plus 16 minus 17. Now when you plug this in your calculator, negative 4 plus 16 is 12. 12 minus 17 is negative 5. So when x is negative 2, y is negative 5. So that gives me an ordered pair. So I'm going to go left.
2 down 5.
Yep, left 2, down 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Put a point. Now, we are going to use symmetry to help me get another point. So if I know negative 2 is negative 5, I know what else has a y value of negative 2, or negative 5. Use symmetry. 2 to the right was down 5, so 2 to the left is also down 5. Okay. Okay, so let me explain this. We're going to use symmetry to our advantage. If I know I have an ordered pair negative 2, negative 5, okay, is 2 to the right from the axis of symmetry. So if I know 2 to the right is negative 5, then 2 to the left also has to be negative 5, which will be negative 6, negative 5. Huh?
We can just leave the other two blank.
We're going to plug in one of them. Okay? So use symmetry.
You just said half of them.
Yes, we're going to do another one. Just calm down.
I don't want to do that.
Well, that's fine. There's lots of things. I get that. But not everyone is getting it as well as you, so I'm going to explain
That
it.
kind of confused me though, because you said we were only going to plug in like half of them.
We are. We're going to plug in one more point. So we're plugging in 2 out of the 4 points.
So are you just doing it so we can get it, and then we don't have to do it after we know it?
You have to plug in 1, and then use symmetry to get the other one.
I try to flex
It's
them out of that.
confusing.
Okay. So let's plug in negative 3. Okay. So all we're doing is we are plugging in 2 of the points and then using symmetry to get the other 2. So we plugged in negative 2, got negative 5, and then we use symmetry to get negative 6, negative 5. Now I'm going to plug in negative 3, and whatever I get for negative 3 is also going to be the answer for negative 5. So let's plug in negative 3. Negative 3 squared is 9, with the negative in front, negative 9, plus 24, minus 17. So negative 3 squared is 9, put the negative in front. Negative 8 times negative 3 is positive 24, minus the 17. So negative 9 plus 24 is 15, minus 17, negative 2.
Would it be just easier to add your negatives all together? Just do it all together.
However you do it is fine. Yes?
What does symmetry mean?
Symmetry is the same on the left and right.
That's all it is.
Yep, so if I went 2 to the left, I have to go 2 to the right. So let's graph negative 3, negative 2. So I go left 3, down 2. There's that point. Okay. Now, use symmetry. If I went 1 to the right, I have to go 1 to the left, which will be negative 5, negative 2. Okay. So we're using symmetry to get the remaining 2 points.
So every single one of these numbers is negative.
Hmm?
Every one of those numbers is negative.
Yeah?
Yeah, all of them.
No, not necessarily. Okay. Once you get all 5 of the points, okay, you're going to draw your U shape and then put arrows on the end.
So what's the domain
Okay.
range then?
Okay, domain and range. Let me explain domain and range. Okay? As I look at domain and range, we want to know domain is my x values, remember? So if I look at my x values, I want to go left to right. I want to know all the x values that this graph encompasses. When I look at this, I notice I have arrows on the end. So the arrows will keep on going. So do I have a specific, as I start from the left, do I have a specific starting value on the left? No, because of the arrow. Do I have a specific ending value on the right? No, because of the arrow. So my domain is all real numbers, or negative infinity to infinity. Okay? If you notice, it keeps on going all the way to the left with arrows, all the way to the right. It doesn't end, so it's all real numbers. Now we're going to look at the range, which is my y values. So my y values, I go from bottom to top. So I want to look at all my y values. So as I look at this, I know all my y values are less than or equal to what value? Negative what? 1. So you look and you say all my y values are below negative 1. So all my y values are less than or equal to negative 1 because they're below negative 1.
Alright,
Okay?
done?
No, we're going to do another one.
Is this number 2 done?
Number 2. Okay, let's look at another one. Let's look at one like 7. We're going to skip to 7. Okay. Let's look at one like 7. As I look at 7, listen up please. As I look at 7, we have something missing. So it's, yep, we're still x squared, but as I identify A, B, and C, A is 2, B is 8, C is 0, like I talked about yesterday. Okay? So, 7. So if something is missing, you just put a 0 for that number. It doesn't matter, but plus or minus, same thing. Okay, axis of symmetry, listen up guys. X equals negative b over 2a. B is 8, so it's a negative 8 over 2 times the 2, which is 4. So negative 8 divided by 4, which is negative 2. So my axis of symmetry is x equals negative 2. You'll be fine. Okay. Now the vertex. Okay. Well, we also can't concentrate if we keep talking about it. So, just saying. So, if your x value is negative 2, we're going to take that x value and we're going to plug it in to find the y value. So, y equals 2 times negative 2 squared plus 8 times negative 2. Okay? So I take negative 2, I take the x value, and I plug it in to the original equation where x is.
Wait, can you slow down for a second?
Yes?
I don't know if I was daydreaming or what it was,
Okay.
but I didn't get that whole step.
So we take, once I know x is negative 2, you plug it in to find y. Negative 2 squared. Negative 2 squared. 4 times 2. Positive 8. 8 times negative 2. And then 8 minus 16 is negative 8. Okay? Right at the top, the original one. 2x squared plus 8x. Okay, any other questions? This is what we did yesterday. Okay, if we're going to keep complaining about homework, then I'm going to take notes for 45 or 50 minutes and then not give you any time for homework. I don't take notes for very long. So it's annoying. I know I am listening. But also listen to me. It's annoying when we take notes for 20 minutes and we complain the whole time about starting the homework. So if we're going to keep complaining, then I'll just take notes for an hour and you won't have much time for homework. So I think 20 minutes...
If we don't turn it in.
Huh?
So then you can't complain if we don't turn it in.
Well, we don't turn it in when I give you 45 minutes to do it because I didn't get any turned in at the beginning of class today. I'm just saying. Okay, so your vertex goes in the middle. Negative 2, negative 8. So my vertex goes in the middle, negative 2, negative 8. I pick 2 to the left. I pick 2 to the right. So if I pick 2 to the left, that's going to be negative 1 and 0. Actually, that's 2 to the right, but whatever. It doesn't matter the order. And then 2 on the other side will be what? Negative 3, negative 4. Okay? So you pick 2 above it, 2 below it. 2 to the left, 2 to the right. Now let's start filling in this table. Pick the easiest ones to plug in. Which value will be easy to plug in? Pick 0. So just like you did with the vertex, if I know an x value, you plug it in to find the y value that goes with it. So I take 0 and I plug it into the original. Okay? 0 squared is 0. 2 times 0 is plus 0, 0. Okay? So we have a point 0, 0. Okay, let's go ahead and get this kind of graphed and then we can see symmetry a little better. Negative 2, negative 8. is the vertex. Your axis of symmetry is -2. It goes right through it, always. And then I just found the point 0, 0. So right there is 0, 0. Nope, I did a mistake. What did I do wrong?
The line.
The line. Okay, so we're going to graph it right above here. Okay, -2, -8. I graphed it at -3, sorry. -2, -8. Vertex.
Why don't use pink, Kevin?
Sorry. 0, 0. Okay, so there's the graph. Now, if I know that I go right 2 to 0, I know I also have to go left 2. So my other point would be, using symmetry, would be left 2. And that value would be what? -4, 0. So use symmetry to your advantage. Get it graphed. And then say, okay, if I go right 2, I have to go left 2. And then let's plug in -1, because -1 is easier to plug in than -3. So if I plug in -1, y equals 2, -1 squared, plus 8 times -1. So I plug in -1. -1 squared, 1. So 2 times 1 is 2. 8 times -1, -8. -6. Okay? So -1, -6 is my other ordered pair. So if I graph -1, -6, left 1, down 6. So left 1, down 6. And then I use symmetry. So if I went right 1, I have to go left 1. And then that will be the ordered pair -3, -6. So don't plug in all 4. I mean, you could, but it's going to take you double the time. Don't plug in all 4. Use symmetry. Okay, complete your graph. Let's draw.
Wait.
Yep.
Wait, come back. Alright, you're good.
Okay, let's draw the graph. Start at your vertex. Something like that. Okay, now it should be opening up because my x squared had a 2 in front, +2. So that makes sense.
You have to make it go all the way through the graph, because I did my teacher last year.
I don't really care. No, not for today's stuff. Okay, let's do the domain. My domain, we go from left to right. Domain is going to be, listen up guys, we're almost done. Domain, go to left to right. All real numbers. I will give you a hint. For what we're doing today, your domain will always be all real numbers, because if you go to the left and right, the arrows will keep on going forever. Your range is going to change though. We know my y values. Are my y values greater than or less than a number? Greater, because they go above. Y is greater than or equal to, what's your lowest point here? -8. Because all your y values are above -8. So greater than or equal to -8. Okay. So, let me go ahead and pass out the homework.